Hi, it's Nurse Cathy, and it's time for 5 on Fridays. Well, I was looking at the calendar. It's been about 8 weeks since we made those New Year's resolutions, so now it's check-in time. How we doing? You know, most people give up on their New Year's resolutions by the second week of February. It's only about 12% of the population who succeeds, so that means about 156 million people don't make good on their New Year's resolutions. So if you're one of those 156 million, you're not alone. Remember, it takes 2 to 8 months to establish a habit, and it generally takes several restarts to develop that new habit. So the key to it is getting back on track again. That's the reason for our theme for today is every day is a fresh start. Now, habits, whether they're good habits or bad habits, account for about 40% of our behavior each day. Most people make the mistake of treating their new goal or new habit they're wanting to achieve as a sprint instead of a marathon. In this day and age, we have this all or nothing attitude when I want it now. And that really doesn't work when you're trying to establish a new goal. So what you have to do is remember, start simple, start small, make small, easy changes. Don't remodel your whole life. If you turn your life upside down, and if you did that, and that's why you didn't succeed with your New Year's resolution, you really kind of set yourself up for failure, because it's unrealistic to think that you can just flip-flop your life and things will be able to fall back and sink again. You know, one thing that happens when we establish those goals and we've tried to work at them, we lose our motivation. So we have to think of motivation like a muscle. It gets fatigued, and it goes in what we call motivational waves, means your motivation rises and falls. So that's the reason why you want to start out simple, start out easy. You don't want to have to take on something that takes a whole lot of motivation initially. So remember, we're talking about every day's a fresh new start. Let's say you lost that motivation on whatever your New Year's resolution was. We got to get back to that motivation again. So what you're going to do is do a restart. You're going to increase your habit by just small increments. You're going to call it the power of tiny gains. Remember, those little small victories end up being huge victories in the end. You're going to build your habit up, so at the same time you're going to build your motivation. So depending on your goal, the rule is increase by 1% per day. So on your restart, you want to identify, like, what obstacles did I run into? You've got to exercise self-control. So think about what obstacles prevented you from meeting your goals. Once you've identified those obstacles, ask yourself, how can I have done it differently? Now, you don't want to plan on failure, but you ought to expect it. And you ought to expect that you might have to restart several times. How will I get back on track? You know, you're not perfect, and even the top performers out there get off track. But the difference between them is they get back on track quickly. Probably the most important principle to remember on your restart or your redo is patience. You know, if you've had a bad habit, or let's say you've gained a lot of weight and you want to try to have a weight loss program, be patient with yourself, because you did not establish your bad habit overnight. You didn't establish your weight gain overnight, so it's not going to go away overnight. So you need to have patience with yourself and understanding for yourself. Don't expect to accomplish your goal overnight, because it's going to be a process. So let's think about a restart, because remember, every day is a fresh new start. Don't forget to measure your progress, reward yourself, and celebrate. Now that's all from me today. Ashley will see you on Monday, and she's going to be talking about spicing things up in the kitchen. What flavors you can add to your foods to give them a whole new zing.